castles, vineyards, incredible scenery, a water park, a lazy river, a bike greenway, sand swimming beach, bars, restaurants, and maybe the most beautiful village in all of France. They all surround this house for sale, and the price is absolutely nuts. Keep watching for all the details. Hi, if we haven't met, I'm Tommy from TravelTyrant.com. If you love cheap houses in Italy or France, you should join us over there. It's completely free. Go to TravelTyrant.com to get started. There's one view you're going to see where you could sit and have a glass of wine with your sweetie or friends, and I promise it will become a lifelong memory. First though, let's jump on Google Maps and see exactly where we're talking about. This cheap house is located in the small village of Castelfranc. Castelfranc is located in the Lot region of southern France. The Lot region is directly south of Paris and directly to the east of Bordeaux. The house is in the southwest of the Lot region and is located right on the banks of the Lot River. To get there from Paris, you could take the high-speed train to Bordeaux, then it'll be about a 2.5-hour drive to Castelfranc. It also looks like there's a high-speed train that goes from Paris to Montauban, which takes a little longer, but then the drive to the house would only be a little over an hour. As we zoom in, you can see the Lot River winding its way through the river valley. At almost every turn, there's a tiny village or town that you could explore. Castelfranc is right on the banks of the river, and the larger town of Cahors is very close by. To say this area is scenic would be a massive understatement. Place after place offers incredible views, quaint villages, and the quintessential French provincial life. In fact, this property has an outdoor patio overlooking the river where I would sit and have my coffee every day. You'll see it when I show you all the property pictures from the listing. The scenery and setting alone would make this a great investment property, I think. But once you see all of the stuff you can do in this area, you're going to think it's a no-brainer. Let me first show you where important amenities are. There are 2 grocery stores very close by, the nearest being just a 5-minute drive. There's one hospital in Cahors to the east, which you can reach in about 30 minutes, and another general hospital to the west in Fumel that you can reach also in about 30 minutes. And there are restaurants in almost every one of these little towns along the river. We'll take a very close look at a couple of them coming up. I've had some people tell me that there's probably nothing to do in rural France, which makes me laugh. French people work to live. They don't live to work like a lot of Americans. The property is right here on the map, but before we go down to Street View, I just want to show you some of the amazing, cool, and fun stuff right around this area. Castles dot the landscape surrounding this house. There are also lots of vineyards and wineries to visit. There's a full water park about an hour to the north. There's a well-known bike path that goes along a greenway trail that passes right by this house. There's a nice sand beach for swimming in the river about 100 yards away. And Sarlat-la-Canada, possibly the most beautiful village in all of France, is just about an hour away. The stunning villages of Rocamadour and Saint-Cirq-la-Papie are also very nearby. On the river itself, you can not only rent canoes and kayaks, but there are also scenic day trips, booze cruises, giant stand-up paddleboards you can rent, and even overnight sleeper boats that you can rent and take for days or weeks up and down the river. Now let's jump down to Google Street View and take a look at the house itself and also the very close surroundings. We're on Google Maps now, and I've turned on the satellite view just to give you a different perspective. You can see to the left here the small town of Prayssac, where the 2 grocery stores are located, and Castelfranc, where this house is right here, right on the banks of the river. I'm going to zoom in 1 click. Let's turn on the Google Street View, and I'm going to actually click down on this road right here, and then we're going to do like a walk up to the house across the bridge on the river. All right, the house is straight ahead and around the corner of this road, but before we walk down there, I just wanted to turn around and show you this sign which tells you the different directions to go for wineries. I told you there were lots of choices. Now let's head down this road and just see what the approach to the house looks like. You can see there are vineyards on both sides of the road here. All right, we just came from this corner down here, and we're just across from the bridge. You see it's a very beautiful old bridge. And I'll pause here at the middle and just turn just to let you look and see. This is the Lot River. It is a controlled river, so it's got dams and locks to make it easily navigable. The house is over here right behind this tree. As you can see, there's a like pretty tall retaining wall here, so it's not like the house is down on river level. You're up quite a ways in case you were worried about flooding. I mentioned earlier that there is a bike path that goes along a greenway right next to the river, and I'll zoom in. You can see these are the directional signs for the greenway. It actually starts right behind here, and then going the other way, you would come down, turn, and actually go back across the bridge. It goes on that side of the bridge for a while and then eventually crosses back over. From the aerial view, you can see it even better. So the house is right here and the courtyard for the house. And you can see where the bike path turns and goes down this way. And then if I keep scrolling, you can see it just goes all the way along the town there across this bridge. Then it actually has its own grade separated path that follows this road for a while. While we're looking at the overhead view, I'll also point out there are a few restaurants in the small town, and the sand swimming beach is right here, very close to the house. In fact, it's just 200 meters from the property. All right, back at the bridge, if we turn, there's that greenway trail. The house is right behind this willow tree. As you can see, part of it right there. And it's hard to tell from here. You'll get a better shot of this with the actual property listing photos. But that is the little patio where I said I would love to have my coffee. I'm going to step up a couple of clicks here. And then if I turn around, there is the property right there. So it's this house. It's the courtyard here. And you can see it's like a kind of a weird split level. So it's 2 floors. But the patio is actually coming out from this slightly higher floor. And can you believe that there's an actual restaurant and bar literally 50 feet away from the property? And it's not some podunk country restaurant. Look at some of the pictures of this food. It looks very good. It also looks like they have some live music. I don't know if that's weekly. Oh my goodness, these shrimp look so good. Let's just say I would become friends with the owners of this restaurant. I haven't forgotten about that view that you can make memories with your honey over a glass of wine, but I'm going to show you the property photos first because I know you want to see them. All right, first is just a shot of the outside, basically from where we were just standing on the Google Street View. You can see the beautiful stonework and that little courtyard on the left-hand side. This is a shot of the side of the house from inside the courtyard. You can see that little wrought iron gate to the right, and basically that willow tree is right above us in this shot. Oh yeah, and up here to the left, this is the little patio where I'd have my coffee overlooking the river. You'll get a better shot of it in just a second. It's a beautiful little private courtyard. You could eat out here when the weather is nice. The inside looks completely restored. This is the upstairs living room area with a little office corner, and you get lots of sunlight from the windows. And this is just looking back the other way in that same room. Very good sized room. The kitchen also looks to be in very nice shape. I'm not sure if this is being sold furnished, so that is a question you'd have to ask the real estate agent. And then that door going out is to the coffee patio that I mentioned, and you can see the cables from the bridge in the distance. This is the kitchen again. It's nice and open, so you can actually have this dining room table in there, and there's plenty of room. This is looking at the back of the house from basically where that retaining wall was. So you see the patio there on the right-hand side. The kitchen goes through the door there. The living room, I believe, is to the left behind those windows. And then I mentioned it was kind of a weird, like almost split level. You can see there's like skylights or something that go down to the lower floor. Here's a great shot of the patio with a view of the river. Another shot of the patio and the corner of the house. And the courtyard is obviously down to the right. Here's what I assume is the master bedroom, which looks very nice, very big. Could certainly fit an American king-size bed if you wanted to. Now this is downstairs, and I'm not sure if they consider this a bedroom. Clearly it's got a day bed in it, but the listing only says there is a single bathroom, so I don't know if it's possible to add maybe a secondary bathroom down here. And that door we're looking at, that goes out to the private courtyard. Your quiet spot to sit and read or have tea and coffee or a nice glass of local wine in the evening. It's just a lovely French house. If you like this beautiful cheap house, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, this is that view I was telling you about where you and your sweetie or your friends could sit and have a glass of wine and a beer, clearly some good food, and just make some amazing memories. It's a bar and restaurant called Le Couvent, and it's perched on the top of a hill across the valley from Castle Frank. It looks like they draw a decent crowd. They obviously have some live music, and the views are to die for. In fact, Castle Frank you can see in the distance of this picture. It's right in this little valley. I would not be surprised if you could see this restaurant on the hilltop from the house. It made me laugh too when I looked at the concert schedule for this place. There's a band that does pop bluegrass, one that does funk and soul, rock and blues, and even Irish dancing music. I didn't really know what to expect, but this is a place I would definitely make a regular stop. So with everything I've shown you, what do you think this house cost? Do you have a figure in mind? I'm going to tell you, but I did mention this would make a great investment property, and let me show you why. I jumped on Airbnb and put in Castle Frank, and you can see there are a ton of rentals on here already. $67, $108, and that looks like it's very close to where this property is. $92, $65, $108. But if you look at here, like $141, $152, these are out, not even right on the river like this one is. If you wanted to rent it out, I would change that day bed to maybe either bunk beds or a pull-out like full-size queen. And then on the Airbnb listing, I would put so many pictures of all those activities we've already talked about. The canoeing, the kayaking, the water park, the castles, the wineries. Certainly the house itself is very nice already, but I would absolutely play up the activities that are super close to this property. Whether you'd make a lot of money, I have no idea, but I feel confident you can make enough to pay for the annual taxes, fees, and maintenance. A link to the property listing is in the description below. Just remember, before you make an offer, you need to understand some things about your financial picture and how buying a place like this will affect your financial future. It could actually make your retirement plan more sustainable. That's the kind of stuff I talk about over at traveltirement.com. Join us for free today. So how much does this house cost? As of the making of this video, it's $150,231 US. Is that higher or lower than what you were thinking? Let me know in the comments below. And to learn how to find beautiful, cheap French properties just like this one, I made a tutorial for you, and it's right over there.